Hello everyone, my name is Antazil, and today we'll be having a look at the United Kingdom. Now yesterday the news broke that the Queen Elizabeth II has died. Many of you already know that she is also a playable leader in the game, but she's a bit of an Easter egg mostly. Here you can see her already. It's nice buffs, she has some decent traits, and she can get the Corgi advisors, of course. We'll have a look at that later. Now you can see here it's January 1947. There's no fast way to get Elizabeth. She's more of an Easter egg late in the game. And the game that I played is mostly the same as my monarchist game. So if you're having trouble or need a guide for it, I'll link it in the description below, and you should probably have a look at that as well. This game I'll just rush through whatever stuff needs to happen. The world conquest, well, you've seen it before, and I'll show you the highlights and show you where to pay attention to get the queen. In summary, what you need to do is ensure King Edward marries Wallis Simpson. When the pop-up comes, compromise on a morganatic marriage that allows Elizabeth to inherit, and just go down the monarchist path from there. You can see here the Corgis require a King's Party focus and the ruling party non-aligned. That pretty much counts for her as well. Anyway, that still following that focus path still puts Edward in charge. Now, because you chose a morganatic marriage, the event will be available for London to be bombed and King Edward to suddenly die. That happens when a country you're at war with is within bombing range of you. Now that can be either France or Germany. In this game it will be Germany, by the way. And then you will have King George again. King George is a very decent king, and in historical, the actual reality of life, etc., he died in 1954. But the game will allow you to play Elizabeth a little bit earlier, from 1941 to 1946 or something. It's possible to get an RNG event where King George dies of the stress of the war. So just be at war constantly, and eventually you'll get the pop-up and you will have the Queen. So let's have a look at what you need to do. Let's go back to the beginning. We'll start with changing course, and we'll play a normal game up until then, which means we do have to develop our research and technology, and we'll place one on submarines because we only have the early war sub and we do need a few more subs. Build a few civilian factories and place some factories on pretty much whatever. Delete these interwar fighters and interwar bombers, not using those anyway, and deleting the basic light tanks as well. Get some support equipment, yeah, something like this will do. And no, don't forget motorized, very important. 2 factories, this will do. We have an army, and we'll convert it all to the colonial garrison. We'll put them all in London. These 36 will do for now. Maybe I'll create a few more. I once did a guide on King Edward path, and there I just went for all the dominions first. We'll do that again. But this time I will not explain much in detail. We'll also gather up the Air Force and the Navy and start exercising where necessary. Changing course is done and King's Party is still blocked out. We'll go for limited rearmament. I split up my army like this, and we'll put each of these armies in close proximity to all of our dominions to intervene later. Here's the event chain. This first decision is important. Usually you would go for insist on a royal marriage, but in this case we'll go for compromise on a morganatic marriage where Elizabeth will be able to take on the throne. The rest of the event chain plays as usual, where you just have to keep pushing for the marriage. Eventually the dominions will try to break away, or well, they'll break away. Service overseas. Another event. Click. Good, we shall set a date. The cabinet resigns. And here we have the best government, the fallen government. The dominions break with the crown. So sad, but we'll get them back. Encourage colonial elite is done. Yeah, we'll just quit for now and wait for the King's Party to become available. That will also save us some political power. The royal marriage of Edward VIII. Oh, there he is, and we'll go over the King's Party. The King's Party is here. We'll continue with God Save the King and do all of this stuff to get our dominions back. Start with God Save the King. We can also get, where is he? David Lloyd George. He's expensive, 150 PP, but we get 15% political power gain. God Save the King is done, and we'll appeal to Imperial loyalists, and then we'll bring the dominions back into the fold. Czechoslovakia joins the Little Entente. It's not entirely necessary to do all 4 of these. It's a vanity project of mine. I want all of these Imperial loyalists to rise up. So I'm going to click all 4 of them. I've been informed that not doing this and just declaring manually on them will keep the original country tax, and you will get more cores with the Imperial Federation. I don't really care about those cores. By the time I can form the Imperial Federation, I'm probably all-powerful anyway. Bring the dominions back into the fold is done, and we'll consolidate the British Isles. We now get war goals on all the dominions, but we'll wait for those uprisings to rise up. Here we are. Free Canadian Republic declares war on Canada, and the others are soon to follow. Now we can just declare on South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Don't declare war on Canada. They're guaranteed by the United States. That would be a mistake. Now we can ally all of these uprisings. Click, 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 click. A lot of nice events. But don't forget to actually get to work here. Send troops over to help out. Making attacks on all fronts now. This is actually the only war that needs management. You can pretty much count on the others to end when you take out Canada, because Canada is the major. Let's consolidate the British Isles, and we'll do Ceylon forward operating base. And we'll immediately declare war on Ireland and take them out. And here we are. Only Ireland is in the peace deal. We'll just take all states. And we have Imperialist Canada, Imperialist South Africa, Imperialist Australia, and Imperialist New Zealand. All these nice cool flags, etc. Once again, if you want the cores, don't do this, but I do like to do this. Pakistan declares war on India. Well, it's time we merge up some armies here and head on over. Here's to reclaim the jewel in the crown. We'll skip the US war goal for now. We'll just go for the shadow scheme, or we already did that, for the research slot here. We'll immediately declare war on India, Pakistan and Burma before any guarantees pop up. And we'll set the first fleet to go. India and Pakistan have signed a white peace. It's almost like it's roleplay. I mean, of course they would sign a white peace. They're facing a much bigger and stronger enemy right now. The Germans declare war on the Czechs. I do wonder how good that will go for them. Industrial effort, research slots, let's go. Let's start producing medium tanks. People always want to see what I do here. Well, I just do the medium cannon, the medium Freeman turret because I have way enough factories. Improved radio because I got it. Special modules, I always go for the additional machine guns. Extra ammunition storage and the sloped armor. Christie suspension, welded armor, diesel engine, and just make it fast enough, about 7 kilometers an hour. If armor is above 60, that's good enough. This will do. And just start producing these bad boys. Now I have more than enough factories to spare because I am just building them like madmen. That's India, and we'll puppet them. Here goes Pakistan, and we'll puppet them as well. Burma joined the Little Entente. France has joined Burma as our enemy in British-Burmese war. It's probably something to do with our high world tension. That does mean I am at war with everyone at the same time, and I'm also being invited to the German faction. Well, I'm not going to do that. I am going to set my fleet here on strike force. I mean, the French have never invaded me before, but you'll see that they'll do it for the first time in just this game, just to piss me off. It's not a bad thing for our event chain. We do need France to be at war with us. It's the easiest way to get rid of our current king. General rearmament is done, and we'll go for air rearmament. Let's see what war propaganda we can do. We're a bit low. France is, of course, a good one. We're bordering France all over in Africa, but and we're doing the same over here. We'll probably take care of this one. Burma has capitulated. There are some French troops here. There's actually an entire French section here. I don't feel keeping my main armies over here. I'll just ship them back to Europe, even though that's quite risky, and I'll train some Indians to take care of this one. This is the 24 width medium tank division that I'm going to use for now. I'll just flip these guys all over to the armored division template. We're lacking serious amounts of tanks, but we'll get those produced. Poland refuses German ultimatum. Poland also joins the Little Entente, which is now a very big Entente. And we're invading France. Did they get rid of disjointed government? Oh, yes they did. How good for them. Alright, now I'll have to get to work then. Here go the tanks, and they are, well, doing quite nicely. And that's France. Germany has a lot more war score than I do. So sad. I do want Burma, of course, so I'll just puppet those. Well, I got quite a bit of Great Britain out of it, and a nice Brittany puppet. That seemed appropriate. I'm going to unite the Anglosphere. Well, well. Looks like no one's left to fight for democracy. However, I will fight the Germans. A bit of a phony war, because, well, I am not really doing anything here. I'm just going to wait for the Germans to bomb me, which I'm sure they'll do any time now. Unite the Anglosphere is done, and we'll go for the Imperial Federation now. Will take pretty much forever. We needed a faction for that anyway. Let's declare war on the United States. Call in Canada. Maybe stop exercising these guys, but here we go. Right, here's the first event we're looking for. Buckingham Palace bombed. King Edward is dead. For this event to fire, you need to be at war with a power that can reach you and bomb you. Well, they are bombing me. So here is the end of King Edward. And we now have King George, who has the same uniform, but it's not the same guy. Now, historically, King George dies in 1954, and then Queen Elizabeth takes over. But in the game, they are nice for you, and well, they guess you want to play the Queen, and he will die sometime earlier because of the stress of war. That's where we're going to stay at war for now. The American Union. Alright. It's your funeral. Here goes Los Angeles. Here we are. And that's the end of the USA. We're pretty much the only one in here, so we can just puppet United States. Germany declares on the Soviet Union. Things get even messier. Now I haven't done anything with my infantry template yet. How's my artillery stockpile? Yeah, it's good enough. Let's get some artillery in there. Cavalry recon and support anti-air. This is the infantry division I'll go with. It's not that good, but it'll be good enough. Oh yeah, we're not doing anything in Africa. Sorry about that. We'll get to you later. Alright, let's call in Brittany and advance. What's left of my tanks will be sent here and we will encircle. This is a nice encirclement, quite a few German troops here. King George's land, the integration of the United States. Let's go for a final collaboration government with the Germans. This is a welcome surprise. I cut off the Bordeaux section. Making a nice push here. Oh, Berlin is already mine, but I never saw the pop-up. Brittany declared war on the People's United Provinces. Oh, these guys rebelling or something. Yeah, everything's just revolting here. Why is this? I have no idea what's going on here. But Germany is regaining land through this, even though these guys are in the Allies. These are in the Axis. Holy shit, what a mess. I was almost about to forget the Imperial Conference. In New Zealand agrees, India agrees. Australia accepts Africa and Canada. Good. We are here. Alright, this is probably the most cursed game I've had in a while. Belgium, Netherlands and Communist France rose up against my Brittany puppet. The pathing of the AI was so horrendous. I think I cut out about 20 minutes of me cursing and fixing things. Units absolutely refused to do what I tell them to. Leave gaps in the front line, withdraw to places where they don't want them to withdraw. Everything just went to hell here. For some reason I did manage to capitulate Germany, install a provisional government here. I can annex Brittany. I want to get rid of that mess. Never should have done that. Great Britain, sure, thanks. French Commune has capitulated. Now I get an event, the fall of Berlin. And now we just have to finish Italy. The fall of Rome. And here we are. The German Reich and Italy are gone. Well, this is a mess. But I got British Germany out of it. Japan declared war on the Soviet East Indies. No, Indonesia! And we're still at war with Japan. Naval invasion of Japan is launching. That's the Imperial Federation. I have way not enough war score against the Japanese. It's a cool name for a collaboration government, Imperial Germany. Going after the Soviets next, just keeping busy until the Queen is here. Well, I had pretty much given up on this game already, but here we are. It's May 1946. I'll just put this one in the corner here. King George's clan is still here. The Imperial Federation is pretty much everywhere. Spain did something weird. I'm not even going to go into that. But this morning news broke of the death of King George VI. Recently, the stresses of war had increasingly taken a toll on the king's health, etc., etc., etc. Now, Elizabeth will ascend her father's throne, bearing the regnant name Elizabeth II. Though young, she has been prepared for this moment ever since her uncle's morganatic marriage made the future line of succession clear, and is expected to make a good queen despite her age. Well, her age would become a defining factor in the last few years. The oldest queen, well, in living memory, I think. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. You were a nice addition to this game. Well, let me just see. And here she is, Elizabeth II, the leader of the Imperial Federation. She's a popular queen, certainly is. Headstrong, well, that's also true. And, well, we can also get a few new advisors. The three corgis, Crackers, Dookie and Jane. Well, apparently it's RNG dependent if it's between 1941 and 1946. I got a little unlucky, but at least I got a lot of conquest done. Well, in good memory, thank you for watching.